Everybody, it's me, Kyle Dine here, and I am really honored and privileged to be doing another Facebook Live event with Food Allergy Canada. So very excited to do something a little bit different today, because those of you that know me know that I do usually children's concerts that are full of fun and energy and puppets and all of that, and this will definitely have a lot of energy and fun. But I'm taking a little bit of a twist here in that I'm going to be doing a Storytellers series. So if you're familiar with that old music Storyteller series, something like that, but food allergy edition. And for me, I'm in the same boat as you right now, where I'm at home trying to make the most of this situation. I've got multiple food allergies myself, so going through the same things with just trying to find safe food, stay safe, and staying positive. So my daughter and I, you might have caught us, we've been doing some shows on Facebook and over the last couple of weeks, and just trying to lift people's spirits and keep education going. So that's why I've got a puppet theater here. That's why I've got signs and all of this everywhere. Just trying to make the most of it. But you know what? It's also given me a really neat chance to just have some quiet time and reflect on the last, over a dozen years of doing food allergy music for kids. And it's given me some time to really think of, why I started doing this in the first place, and to really reflect on even some of the songs that I've written for the last decade. And it's kind of been fun to revisit some of the songs I haven't played in years. So I've got a 3-part series of songs that I'm going to be playing for you over the next 3 weeks. And today, the theme, if you will, is on food allergy attitude. And that's a really important thing to me. If you ever have seen me live, positive attitude, making the most out of this condition of food allergy is really what I preach. So I'm going to play 3 songs that really encompass that, and I'm going to give you some of the stories behind those songs. So parents, you're welcome today. Kids, if you want to hear a little bit more about my songs, this is going to be a really cool opportunity. And with food allergy attitude, well, this is so important, I think, for kids with food allergy. It's, how you perceive your own food allergies, it helps. That's, you're affecting how other people perceive it as well. And I remember when I first started out writing songs for kids, especially about food allergies, I met 2 kids that blew me away with their attitude, their food allergy attitude. And I was starting to write some songs, and I was working at a summer camp that I was teaching kids guitar at. And I started writing songs that were like venting about allergies, venting about my peanut allergy. And then I met these 2 kids. I heard about them through a search online, and I can't remember what I searched, but all of a sudden I stumbled upon 2 kids that were probably 4, 6 years old, 2 brothers from Ottawa, Ontario, fully dressed up in homemade superhero costumes, masks, capes, boots. I think they even had underpants over their pants. It was the whole thing. It was fantastic. You know what they called themselves? They were EpiMan and EpiMan Jr. And these 2 kids, they were not just dressing up for fun at home. They actually had a bigger ambition with this. And this was the time when Sabrina's Law was in the early stages in Ontario. And these kids and their mom were part of that force to help get this bill moving and into a law. And because of them, because they put a face to it, it wasn't just parents pushing. This was something that was impacting kids. And EpiMan and EpiMan Jr., they literally helped save the day just by their empowering attitude. They got out there, they were doing interviews. So I had to write a song for these 2 kids, and this is really the song that got me going. It got enough support on MySpace way back in the day that enough people out there said, you need to record these, you need to get a full CD, and the rest is history. But this song, because of these 2 boys' attitude, their positive attitude, it got me going. So here is one of the first allergy songs I ever wrote, called EpiMan. Looking for someone to save the day, looking for someone with super strength. And if I eat something I shouldn't have, there's a man in a cape who will fly it. Food allergies will not faze him. EpiMan. carries in his hand. Oh, EpiMan doesn't need gratitude. Just be careful when you eat your food, or EpiMan will save the day. If you have a reaction on a Ferris wheel ride, your hero will come and by his side. 'Cause EpiMan Jr., his trusty sidekick, together they'll save the day. Fight until you'll be okay. EpiMan, EpiMan, dose of epinephrine carries in his hand. Oh, EpiMan doesn't need gratitude. Just be careful when you eat your food, or EpiMan, or EpiMan, or EpiMan will save the day. Alright, that song takes me back to a long time ago, and I just remember being so excited at the time because there was so much momentum behind these songs. The allergy community said, Kyle, keep writing these songs, get in the studio. And that was my first time ever getting into a studio, recording that song. I had my buddy with me on drums, and we just had such a great experience with that. So I have so many good memories of not only that song, but the EpiMan and EpiMan Jr., my two friends in Ottawa. They know who they are. That made such a positive impact. I now have puppets, EpiMan and EpiMan Jr., and I know they've done so much with those characters. They've made an educational play and other resources. So kids, there's so much you can do with your imagination, your positivity, that can really make change, not only for yourself, but for others too. And for me, my allergy attitude, it did not come from a superhero when I was young. I wish I was that creative and smart when I was a young kid. But I had quite a journey myself. And I'm allergic to peanut, tree nut, egg, fish, shellfish, and mustard. When I was a toddler, I used to be allergic to dairy foods as well. And when I was growing up, when I became a teenager, I started to not take my food allergies so seriously. I was a typical teen, just trying to full, and it took a really serious allergic reaction that I experienced when I was in university, around age 21. That really shook me up and made me want to take my allergies much more seriously. It was a real wake-up call, and it got me into thinking, I don't want to have any more of these reactions. How can I help other people avoid allergic reactions? Because it was really something I don't ever want to have again on that type of level. So for me, that's when I started writing songs and doing education and all of that. And my songs quickly went from, very simple, Smellephant, the allergic elephant, love that one, and EpiMan, into really trying to dig into some deeper messages of what kids, what I think would have benefited me as a kid, as a teenager, having things that I could have kept in mind. And for me, I think my positive attitude comes from my perspective of food allergy, in that I always try to keep myself grounded, knowing that it could be worse. And I almost try to feel gratitude or feel fortunate that I only have food allergies, and that this is something that I can manage. I know it's been managed before. I always have my epinephrine with me. I know all the strategies to stay safe, and I do a good job at it. And I remember one day when I got invited early on to a musical therapy class at a hospital in Kingston, Ontario, and just to perform music for a full room of children with very severe disabilities. It was such an eye-opener for me just to realize that I'm a very lucky person, that I just have food allergies, and I will do anything I can to help other people, put a smile on their face, educate them. So, for me, they don't slow me down. They don't limit me in my life, what I want to do, and they don't have to limit you. If you want to grow up and be a doctor, an astronaut, you name it, a musician, you can do it. So positive attitude, that is the absolute key. And let me grab, I have my guitar for this first song, but if I shimmy across and shimmy back, I'm going to grab another instrument here. And this is my trusty ukulele, and this next song, well, it really encapsulates my attitude. It's called C'est la vie, And if you're not familiar with French, that means that's life. And this song actually, it's a bit of a crossover song. It's food allergy related, but also kind of general. And I submitted it for the John Lennon songwriting competition a few years ago, and I was a finalist in that competition, which was a real thrill to have a food allergy musician actually win a songwriting award. So I was very thrilled with that. But this song is called C'est la vie. I see eye to eye that we don't mind when others just might, whether a bruise on the knee or a food allergy won't bother me. C'est la vie. And in this crazy life it's easy to get caught up in the fuss when people think we've got it bad, and it must be so tough. It's all not as bad as some might make it to be. We can play and have fun, smile and feel young, so we'll say, c'est la vie. Wow, a Skype call mid-song. Give your best and try and look on the bright side. You can reach the sky when you keep your head high. Then you will see how happy you'll be. That's the key. C'est la vie. And in this crazy life it's easy to get caught up in the fuss when people think we've got it bad, and it must be so tough. It's all not as bad as some might make it to be. We can play and have fun, smile and feel young, so we'll say, c'est la vie. There were problems then, problems now, and forever they'll be there. So why waste time on worrying when there's no time to care? So give thanks that we're free, anything we can be. So we'll say, c'est la vie. Oh, like birds in a tree, oh, singing free. So we'll say, c'est la vie. C'est la vie, right? And that's the attitude. Now, I think that might be the first ever time I've done a concert and had a Skype call come in to interrupt. So, hey, this is the day and age we live in right now with everything virtual. So, thanks for joining today. Thanks for bearing with me. Thanks for joining my living room. This is the life these days, and we're making the most of it at home, and we're trying to keep a positive attitude, not only just with food allergies, but life in general. And we're definitely scheduling and structuring our days pretty accordingly right now, trying to get a lot of fun, a lot of learning in, and making the most of this. And I hope that you guys are staying well and staying safe, staying positive as well. I'm doing allergy shows still every Tuesday at 9:00 a.m. Eastern time. So if you are interested in gathering your kids for a little allergy education, every Tuesday right here on Facebook Live, Kyle Dine's Facebook page. So keeping the education going, even if I'm not going on tour, I'm going to still be performing, keeping the education up there. I'll do one more song for this Storyteller series, and then next week, join us again where I'm going to be talking about allergy safety. So some of the key safety messages that I've written into some songs. So that's a really cool one I'm looking forward to. And then the final one will be on allergy empowerment. So a real positive one to end off the series with. So thanks Food Allergy Canada for having me here. This last one, where do I even start? I know, grade 5. So think of a young Kyle, grade 5, wearing track pants to school still. And back then, I was in Mrs. Wilson's class, and she was a wonderful teacher, and the first ever teacher that I had where on someone's birthday, you would get a very special treat on your desk when you walked into the classroom. And everybody knew what that treat would be. It would be a special donut. Yeah. So this is early 90s, mind you. And Mrs. Wilson would get someone a little baggie, and everyone knew there was a nice smelling donut in there, and they would be kind of the king or queen for the day. Everyone was very excited for them. But everybody knew about my food allergies too. And there was that lingering question of what's going to happen on Kyle's birthday, because I can't eat donuts. I have an egg allergy. It's really tough for me to find a safe donut. So I remember being really nervous before my birthday because I knew my teacher knew my allergies, but at the same time I was worried that maybe she didn't make the connection. Maybe I was going to walk in that day and there'd be a donut on my desk and I would just have to give it away to someone else. And we've all been in these situations where we have to give something away that we can't eat. So my birthday came and I was actually pretty nervous. I remember really dreading going to school on my birthday because of a donut that could potentially be on my desk. And I got to the classroom that day. I walked in the room and there was no bag on my desk. Instead, there was a comic book, an Archie comic book. And at the time, this is a really cool thing, kids. Archie comic books in the early 90s were pretty cool. And I saw it and I thought, cool, this is neat. And all the other kids saw it and they thought, this is pretty cool. And they all wanted to read it. They wanted to check it out. They thought I was the king of the day. Absolutely, because I had this comic book. So at recess time, everyone wants to hang out with me. Everyone wants to see the comic book. And I felt so special that day because of Mrs. Wilson, who really cared. And, that type of attitude that really shows for us that when someone else does little things, how much of a positive impact that can really have. So, if we have people around us that do those things, show gratitude for them. And if we can affect someone else, if we can provide that type of, being that nice to somebody else, it really goes a long way. So I wanted to share that. And I'm going to play one more song that's kind of related to that attitude and that experience. And that the song is called It's Just Food. And that is a huge part of my allergy attitude, is that I've got a relationship with food where, yeah, I like food. It's nutritious. It's delicious, some of it. But, I'm not a foodie. I'm not too hung up on it. And I never want to be excluded from events or birthdays or anything because of food. I focus on the things I can do. And I just want to hang out with my friends and play sports and do activities and all that. So food, it's just food. So I wrote a song that really tried to get that message out there, called exactly that. Celebrate any special date, isn't it so great when we're together? Got a bed, you can't eat every single treat. It's fine with me, yeah, we're best friends. We can play or share all our toys. Let's have a good time where everybody can join. Oh, it's just food. Doesn't have to be right in the room. Oh, it's just food. And often delicious, no matter what the dish is, it must be safe. At a party with a meal, it's no big deal. That's such a big deal to be eating. We can play and some of our toys. It's been a while. And have a good time where everybody can join. Oh, it's just food. Oh, 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 oh. So many thanks so much for joining today. I hope you had a little bit of fun. I hope you learned a little bit too. I hope you can bear with me as I relearned some songs from my past. Had a Skype call interrupt. But you know what? That's what we're dealing with these days. And hopefully you're finding things to keep you busy, whether it's guitar, other instruments, drawing, other safe things, some fitness if you can. Whatever it is, I hope you are staying safe wherever you are and staying positive. And your attitude right now is going to help you out in just getting through this, and hopefully we'll get through this very, very quickly and we get back to normal. So, thank you so much everybody for joining. Thank you Food Allergy Canada for having me, and I hope that you can join next Friday when we'll be continuing the Food Allergy Storytellers series with me, Kyle Dine. Thanks and take care everybody. Happy Easter.